Hi, my name is Nick. I'm the lead developer at Accounting Add-ons, and today I'll talk about the Aged Payables reporting functionality within BudgetLink. Now, similar to the receivables reporting functionality, I'll basically discuss how to use the report as well as how to customize the report. Now, I've got BudgetLink already installed, and you can see in the menu I've got the 22.payables pivot report pack already available in the menu. So I'll simply click on that and I'll go to the payables report. Now, the default view for the report is to include the supplier name and the purchase number as two different columns, as well as having the aging categories across the page. I've got the report already set to the financial year 2013, the month of January, and it's currently showing me all the jobs. Now, most of the customization that I'll show from this point on can be done on the payables report, but the actual nature of those customizations are just specific to pivot tables in general. As such, they can be done to any type of pivot table report that you do use. Now, you'll notice these little plus symbols next to each supplier. What that allows me to do is actually expand that supplier to see the breakdown of the payables by purchase numbers. You'll also notice these little drop downs next to each dimension. What that allows me to do is actually filter the data that I want to include. So for instance, if I want to run a report for February, I simply need to change the month to February, press OK, and now I've got the payables report for February. Now, there's a lot more customization that we can do within this report, and what I'll show you now is how to include additional fields to actually get the layout that you need. Now, what I want to do with this report is actually have additional columns. I want to include the account number, the job number, and the cost center or the category name into this report, so I can actually see more how my payables are actually behaving. How do I do this? Now, the first thing I'll want to do is include the account number. What I'll do is I'll click on the actual report, and you'll notice on the right hand side it's brought up a whole bunch of pivot tables fields I can include. What I'll do is I'll drag and scroll up to the account number and simply drag it down to the rows. I'll do the same thing for job. Job is already on the report. It's included in the header section, so I'll grab it from the filters and I'll simply drag it down to the rows. And I'll do the same thing for cost center. So I've got my cost center name and I'll simply drag it down to the rows. Now, at the moment I can't see too much information because all my suppliers are collapsed. I'll want to expand them all in one hit. What I'll do is I'll go to supplier name field, I'll right click, choose expand and collapse, and choose to expand the entire field. When I do that, I'll be able to see all the data. Now, this is pretty much the report that I was after, but I do want to make it a bit nicer looking so that it can print nicely, and I'll show you how to do that. The first thing is I'll get rid of these plus and minuses because they're not too pretty when you want to print it. So I'll simply right click on the pivot, choose pivot table options. Under display there's an option to show or expand collapse buttons, and I'll untick that, press OK, and they're gone. Now, the next thing I want to do is include a subtotal for each of my supplier. To do that, I'll go to the row section where the supplier is included. I'll click on it and choose field settings. I'll choose an automatic subtotal and press OK. Now, the last thing I want to do is change the style of what it looks like. To do that, I can go to the Design tab in Excel, and you'll notice all the pivot table styles that are available to me. If I drop it down, I can actually scroll down to find a style that I think is suitable, and I can actually hover over it so I can kind of preview what's going on. The one I quite like is this blue one. I'll select it, and that's it. Now, the only additional thing I want to do is save this report so that the next time I use BudgetLink, the payables report looks exactly like this. All I need to do is go to Excel and choose Save. I'll need to choose Update, and I just need to wait while it does its thing. By the time it's finished, it'll have saved the report, it'll have taken backups, and the next time I use the payables report, it'll look exactly like I've designed it. Now, that pretty much covers the Aged Payables report. I've shown you how to use the report, and I've showed you how to customize the report. I've done different customizations from the receivables report video that I did previously, so if you're interested in more things you can do, have a look at that video. You'll probably learn something there as well. The main thing to really leave with is that it's actually quite easy to customize the Aged Payables report. It's usually just a matter of filtering the field, formatting the fields that you need, or just including the field in the right position. And in the worst case scenario, if you've got any questions, feel free to contact us. I'm sure we can help. Cheers. See ya.